Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Foster, and today I'm going to be showing you an ebook library that all Collins students have access to. So in case you don't have too many books at home or you're looking for something new to read, you will have hundreds and hundreds of books that are very popular that you like to read that you can check out on your computer or your tablet or phone. Okay, so we're going to go to Collins' website, open up a web browser, and we're going to collins.mysdhc.org. Here at the website, we're going to hover over Resources and then click on Media Center. There are a number of good resources in here you can check out later, but for now we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and we're going to click on Axis 360. Okay, here is the home page. At this point, I would recommend saving this as a favorite so that you don't have to type in a web address all the time or go to the school website all the time. So we're just gonna go ahead and save this as a favorite. Name it what you want to. I'm going to name it Axis 360. And then we can just easily come back to that whenever we want to. Okay, so here on the main page, you will see different categories. Here at the top, we have fiction. As we scroll down, we see we also have nonfiction, graphic novels, and easier books, somewhere in the K-2 range, maybe third grade range as well. So at this point, you can kind of just browse through and see if there's anything that looks good. To see more in the section, you just come over to the top right of that section and click View All. And then you can go through all of the different books in each section. And that might take a little while because there are hundreds and hundreds of books. Or you can search for something. If you already know you wanted to read a Big Nate, you could come up here at the top and type in Big Nate. And there you go. All right, but for now, I'm just going to go back to the main page. At the top left of the book, this little gray book here, this indicates to us whether the book is available or whether it's checked out. These books are not like Mayan, where hundreds and hundreds of people could be reading the same book. These books are more like the books in a library, where there's only a certain number available. There might just be one book available. If it's a more popular book, there could be 5, 6, 7, 8 copies, but it's not unlimited. So some of the books might be checked out, and actually I see a lot of them are checked out right here. Let's look at these two books right here. As we can see up in the left-hand corner, this book's a little bit darker gray. This book here is a lighter gray. The lighter gray books are checked out. They're not available right now. The darker gray books are available. So if you want to find the books that just are already available, so you don't have to put a hold on it. Like if you want to check out something right now, what you can do is you can come up here. I'm right now in the fiction section. So I can come up here to Refine, and I can search for availability. I can click on availability and just pick the ones that are available now. And that's going to filter everything through. And now every book I'm looking at right here is available right now. Okay, so if we want to find out more about a book, If we aren't sure if we want it or not, we can find out more information about it. We're simply going to click on the cover of the book. And if we scroll down a little bit, if it's part of a series, it will tell us that. We'll get a little synopsis, a brief, few sentences telling us what the book is about. And all the way down at the bottom, it tells us kind of the age level or grade level that this book would probably be appropriate for, but that's just a suggestion. You don't have to be in that grade level or age level to read the book. Now this one's a little weird. It's saying we have 9,998 copies available. I don't know if that's a typo or not. Let me come back out to another book really quickly. Let's go with, how about we go with this Black Panther book? Okay. Now this is a little bit more of what you'll probably see. There's one copy available of one book that we have in the library. Nobody's on hold for it, so if you wanted this, you could go ahead and check it out. So very simple to check it out. All you do is click check out. At this point, it's going to ask you for your library card ID, and all you're going to do right there is put in your lunch number. If you're going to be using this computer every time you do it, you can click Remember Me, and then you shouldn't have to log in every single time from that point on. Log in, and there we go. The book is checked out to us. So, to read it, we simply click Read Now. Might just take a minute to load up. Sometimes I'll get to this screen and I will have a problem with the book loading. Like right now, oh, here we go. This one's actually going to load, but sometimes it just won't load, in which case I will close out of whatever browser I'm in. Right now I'm in Chrome. So I would close out of this and try back with Internet Explorer or Edge. Usually that will get the book working with one of those browsers. Okay, so here our book has loaded. Over here on the side is an arrow that pops up when I get to it. Let me see if, there we go. I'm gonna move the screen over. Okay, so we just click on that arrow to go to the next page. All right, and then we finally get to the chapter. At this point, there are some different settings you can adjust if you would like to. If we come up towards the top of the screen and click on the letter A, we can change the font size. We could make it smaller or bigger. We can make the text just on one page if you prefer that. Let me get to another page. There we go. If you like just one page going through the middle like that, you can do that. Or you can make it on 2 pages. And you can change the color of the background. If it's a little bit easier on your eyes for a darker background with lighter words, that's up to you and just what you're comfortable with. So those are some features you can change. All right, there are some other tools. You're probably not going to use them too much, honestly, but if you want to check out some of the other tools, there are a few things up here, but I don't honestly think you're going to use those too much. To get out of this book, I'm in a tab. This book is in a separate tab right now. See up here at the top, this tab is the Access 360 library. This tab is the book that I'm reading. So to come out of this book, I'm just going to X out of it, out of that tab, and then I get back to the Access 360 page. Don't worry, because when you come back to the book, it will sync up with wherever you left off. Okay? And same thing if you're going back and forth reading between your computer and, say, a tablet or a phone, you're account will sync up with each other. So you'll always be on the same page. If I download a book on my computer, it will also download on my phone. So that's nice. Okay, let's say I started reading this book and I didn't like it, or I finished reading the book in 3 days. The book is going to be checked out to me for 2 weeks. If you don't need it 2 weeks, if you finished it in 3 days, please return it, because for this book, there's only one copy of it. Nobody else can read this until I return it. So whenever you're done reading it, please return it so that the next person who wants to can read it. There we go, it's returned. Okay, now what if a book you want is not available? Let's come back to the main library. Whoops. Let's come back to fiction. And a lot of these books are checked out right now, which is great because we want people reading. But if there's something I want that's not available right now, I can put a hold on it. So if I want this book, I can see it's light gray. I can't check it out right now, but I can put a hold on it. I can come down here to place hold, or I can click into it and then press place hold. Now right now, I just placed a hold on it. It says you will be notified when the book is available for you to check out. I've been in the system before. If you've never been in this system before, you will have to put in an email address at this point so that they will email you when the book becomes available. So you can probably ask your parents if you can use their email address, so that way you'll know when the book is available for you. You can place up to 5 holds at a time, and you can check out up to 3 books at a time. So I think I've shown you basically everything that I needed to. You're going to like Axis 360. It's a bit different than Mayan. Mayan is great too, but with Mayan, you aren't going to get a lot of the popular books like Goosebumps, Big Nate, Dork Diaries, things like that. You won't get those in Mayan. Here you will. And one other thing is that when I look up here in the corner, the book is an ebook that you read. The headphones is an audiobook. You will only hear the book being read to you. You won't see any words, but there are audiobooks as well. So that is good. To see what you have checked out, on hold, on a wish list. Oh, I forgot to talk about a wish list. So let's say I just want to go through one day and find books that I probably want to read, and I'll come back to them later. If I click on a book, this is checked out right now, so I can either place a hold or I can add it to a wish list. And then, when I'm looking for a new book to read, I can come to my wish list, see what I had set aside that I want to check out later, and then those are there for me to decide if I want to check those out another day. You can also go to your checkouts and see what you have checked out. You can go to your hold section and see what spot in line you are. So that is there for you as well. Now this is the computer directions. Like I said, you can also read on Apple devices, Android devices, Kindle Fires. They have apps available. Those directions are going to be a little bit different, and the directions for that are back at the Collins website. We go home. We go to Peach Jar. And within these Peach Jar flyers, I have posted directions for Axis 360 that will remind you of not only the computer directions that I just showed you, but it will also tell you how to read these books if you are in a tablet, or if you're on a tablet or a smartphone. You're going to follow these directions right here.